DaVinci Resolve 21 just dropped, bringing a bunch of new exciting features like the ability to search your footage just by typing in what's in the clip. You can generate voiceovers by typing in text, adding background blur after you filmed your video. And there's even some AI tools to clean up your skin, remove blemishes, or even age or de-age someone. And on top of all of that, there's now a full photo editing workflow right in DaVinci Resolve. So after playing around with this a bit, I'm going to share a few features that I think are actually useful for creators, starting off with the new photo page. You can now import JPEGs and supported RAW formats and organize everything into albums, which basically work like timelines but for photos. Inside those albums, you can rate images, tag them with colors, mark selects or rejects. And on the editing side, you got all your standard adjustments like exposure, contrast, saturation, but it also has all the effects you already love inside Resolve that can now be applied to photos. For example, there is the new AI Cine Focus, which adds blur to the background of your video. So if I go ahead and apply this, I can select my tracking point. I'll select the face, and then I can choose how much depth of field I want. So the less, the more shallow, turn it up, I get a little bit less blurry background. And you can even apply an anamorphic look to your photos just by clicking this box. Having this new photo editor is really helpful because no longer do you have to jump into something like Lightroom just to edit your thumbnails or quick photos. Instead, I can have everything in one platform and I don't have to switch apps. Now switching over to the edit page, Resolve now has the ability to automatically analyze your footage and detect things like people, objects, animals, and even colors. So instead of trying to manually find those different things in your clip, you can actually do this all inside the search bar. Now, in order to set this up, you will need to click on this icon above here. This is the AI clip analysis, and this will automatically search through all your footage and start analyzing things. Now, this does take a few minutes for even a simple project, so this might be something you want to do after you import all your footage. And so now I can go up to the search bar and I can type in something like dog, and it will find the clip that is the dog, and I can bring it into my timeline. Super cool. Next up, we have speech generation. You want to go up to timeline, go down to AI tools, and click speech generator. So now what you can do is you can type anything in the text input, and there are already a few different custom voice options. By default, there's 2 different male voices and a female voice, but you could also upload your own custom voice. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I've just loaded up a file that is one of my talking head YouTube videos, loaded that up right here, and then I can just insert this text that I want to say, click generate. This will take a few minutes, but I'm curious to see how well this sounds like me. Once that is generated, you can also play around with different things like speed, variation, and pitch, and assign that to a generation ID. I'm just gonna click cancel for now, and let's take a listen to what it came up with. So instead of recording a temporary voiceover or setting up a mic just to test something, you can just type it and have something usable right away. So you can drop that into your timeline, time things out, and build your edit around it. Okay, that's very weird. I think it sounds a lot like me, but it doesn't necessarily speak the way that I speak. So pretty interesting. I would mostly use this if I was in a pinch and maybe I flubbed a line. I could quickly generate a quick voiceover, slap that in, and I could be on my way editing the video rather than stopping and re-recording a line. But what is really cool about this speech generator is it's not going online somewhere. Everything is localized to your computer, so you don't have to worry if someone's going to steal your voice. So I really appreciate that. Now, one of my favorite tools that is actually not built into Resolve 21 is actually today's sponsor, Gling. Gling has changed the way I edit my videos. Rather than listening through take after take and trying to remove all the silences and filler words, you can do all that with a click of a button with Gling. Plus, I can edit my video like a Word document. I can highlight a sentence, press delete, and it makes that edit for me. Then when I'm done with the rough cut of my video, I can export it directly into DaVinci Resolve and still fine-tune everything after the fact. I literally use Gling for every single video that I make, and it easily saves me hours each time. If you want to try Gling out for yourself, check out the link in the description down below to see how much time it can save you. All right, this next feature I'm definitely excited for. It's called the Blemish removal tool. All you gotta do is just apply that to your video, and it's going to highlight certain blemishes on your face and try to remove that. And I'm super impressed. I can turn up the strength here. It's easily removed that blemish from my forehead, and actually looks really good. Like, it doesn't look blurry or smudgy. It looks like I just don't have a blemish there, which is super cool. You can go in and fine tune the strength and the blend if you want to fine tune it specifically for your needs, which I love having that ability to control that. This is one of those simple things that is generally going to change the way I make videos rather than waiting for my skin to clear up on certain days. Like right now I have a blemish, but I could just remove that by applying this effect. Now this next feature is also very similar. It's the face age transformer. So if you've ever had to film a project where maybe you need to age someone up a bit or maybe de-age them, this in theory should allow you to do that. So we're going to quickly apply this, and then it's going to detect the face. We'll run that back and forth to track it, and we're going to see how much we can age myself. So let's put in the subject's age and then the offset. So by moving this up and back, we should age by 30 years. And oh my gosh, that looks a little awful. I do not have a bright future here. But we can dial that back a little bit and maybe age by 10 years and then turn that on and off. It's a very subtle difference, but I kind of like that. I like that there's some subtlety. And then let's go up to 20 years maybe and start seeing some bags under my eyes, some more wrinkles. Obviously, it's not changing the hair or anything like that, but if you're just looking at the face, it is doing quite a bit. And if I wanted a more youthful appearance, I can go down in age as well. So I can almost remove my beard there and then bring it back. So I've noticed that the extremes definitely don't look nearly as good, but you can play with the subtleties by maybe pushing it to maybe 20 years, it looks like. And you can see there's some eye bags, there's some wrinkles, and it's definitely making my face feel a little bit older. I actually did a short film where we intentionally tried to age our actress about 20 years. So I'm really curious to see how this tool will work if I just start increasing the slider. Let's go up 20 years and notice the difference. If I toggle this off and then now on, it is definitely doing something. You can bring some wrinkles out in the forehead and the chin there, but then I could also decrease it if I want to bring back some youthfulness. And if I play these two clips side by side, you can see that there is a difference. There's more texture and wrinkles in the forehead and the chin. So we're definitely getting an older look that I think is subtle enough that it doesn't look too distracting. I do notice in some clips that there is a little bit of light flicker in the footage. So I wonder if this could be resolved with a future update. Now, there are a bunch of smaller updates that add up to be more quality of life updates. One example is with audio. Normally, if you bring sound effects that has a mono audio track, you'd have to go in, click on clip attributes, and then switch that manually to stereo. It's a few clicks every time you do this, and if you are applying a lot of sound effects, this adds up really quickly. But now DaVinci Resolve 21 is smart enough to know that, and it will automatically switch over to stereo when you import it into the timeline. Now, there's still a bunch of features that I have not covered, but we can already tell that Resolve is becoming more and more refined. The fact that we now have this photo page and all these other effects is really shaping up to be an all-in-one platform for creators, for filmmakers, for editors. It's really cool to see. I'll leave a link down below if you want to download this update. Just keep in mind it's still in beta and there are some bugs. I was noticing that things are a little bit slower, so you might want to hold out until an official update. But I am curious to know which feature you are most excited about. Let me know in the comments down below. And if you want to get started in DaVinci Resolve and not sure where to begin, then be sure to check out this video on screen where I walk you through how to edit a video from start to finish.